Okay, so good morning, everyone. We are now in the fourth and last topic in the fourth quarter. And this is about the variance and standard deviation or the measures of variability. But before we dwell into this topic, let us first recall the topics that we learned for the past weeks in the fourth quarter so that we can see connections about what we will be learning today. So we started with the measures of position. Chinga, if you can still remember, kindly open your chat box. What are the three topics that you remember about the measures of position? They are three, and they were discussed for 2 weeks. It starts with letter Q, D, and P. What are these three topics that tell something about the measures of position? Okay, very good. Keep your comments coming in the chat box, correct? So the measures of positions are actually, your classmates are correct, the quartile, the decile, and the percentile. Okay, so you can still remember that. So when we say quartile, we are dividing the set of data into how many? Dividing the set of data into how many? How many quartiles? For the quartiles, there are 4. For the decile, how many parts are there? 10, correct. And for the percentile, how many parts are there? Very good, 100. From the word itself, percentile, percent. So that deals with 100. So that is for the measures of position. And then just last week, we also learned the other measures, the measures of what? Measures of the central tendency. Okay. And for the measures of central tendency, um, how many, and what are these three topics that we have here? Very good. The 3 M's, the mean, the median, and the mode. Okay. So that is for the measures of central tendency. And now for the measures of variability, we will be learning something about the variance and the standard deviation. Okay. So if for the measures of position, this tells something about the position of the data, and the central tendency focuses on the centrality of the given data. For the measures of variability, we will be talking about the spread of the given data. The spread, meaning is it widely spread or not? So when we, for example, when we talk about the spread, look at this. If your grades, for example, in the third quarter, you just receive your cards. For example, your grades are 81, 80, 81, 82, 82, 83, 80, 81. These are your grades as compared to 81, 70, 81, 95, 99, 86, 74, 87, and then let's put another, naka-perfect kayo sa math, halimbawa 100. Now, looking at the given set of data, this is data letter A and this is data letter B. Which of the two set of data is widely spread? Which of the two sets of which of the two sets of data is widely spread? Is it the A or the B? Type your answer in the chat box, please. Is it the A or the B? I want everybody to please participate. Show me your answers. Which is widely spread? The data or your grades for letter A are 81, 80, 81, 82, 82. This is a student A. 83, 80, 81. Okay? While student B's grades are 81, 95, 99, 86, 74, 87, and 100. Which of the two learners, which are of the two sets of data is widely spread? Is it A or B? Let me see. Okay, we're still learning the idea behind the standard deviation and the variance so that when we move on later on with the discussion, we will understand it better. Widely spread, sino yung malawak yung range ng kanyang mga scores? Which of the two? Is it the A or the B? Kindly analyze the given. Okay, thank you. Most of your classmates answered B. And there's this one classmate who answered A. Now, if we will look at this, if we will look at the range for the student A, the grades of student A ranges from 80 to 83. This is the range for group A, for the student A. And for student B, the range of the grades is from 74 to 100. Looking at the range, which of the two is widely spread? Yung malawak, yung kanyang range. Is it A or the B? It's letter B, of course, because the movement or the range of letter A grades are, or the student A grades are 80, 81, 82, 83. 4. 4 lamang yung kanyang ginagalawan na spread. While for B, it's from 74 to 100. It's widely spread. So this is the reason why we are learning. Ayun. This is why we need to learn standard deviation because this will tell us about about the composition of the data that we have. Now, if we will go back to these concepts. For example, if your median or grades mo, let's imagine that this will be your grades. This will be your grades. Yeah, this is just a mind exercise. These are your grades for the 4th quarter. Okay, I will give you 2 sets of grades. Okay, for example, the median, when we say median, that's the middlemost. The median of your grades is 89. Okay, yun yung pinakagitna ng mga grades nyo. And then, for example, your mean, the mean of your grades is 87. Okay? And for example, the standard deviation, this is the symbol for the standard deviation, SD, or standard deviation. The variance is, for example, 10. Ayan, tingnan natin ha. While, which do you think will be better for you? This is for the first set. And for the second set, this will be your another possible grades. Okay? This one naman, median, 89 din. Okay? And then the mean is 89. Okay, 87 then. Sige, let's do 87 here. And then for the standard deviation or the standard deviation, the value is, for example, 2, meaning mas compressed. Ito, remember, in the standard deviation, while your value is getting higher, it becomes widely spread. And if the value of the standard deviation is lower, then it becomes narrower or it's more compressed. Ibig sabihin, magkakalapit lang yung mga values or datas. Now, if you will be given the chance to choose which of the two do you prefer, which of the two do you prefer? Is it A, the group A, the A grade, or the B grade? If you will be asked Which do you prefer to receive? Is it the A grades or the B grades? Let me see. It's widely spread, huh? The group A is widely spread, but the group B is compressed. Magkakalapit. O, sige. I am now hearing or I'm now receiving some answers from your classmates. And if you can expound your answer a lot better. Let me see. Okay. So, ayan, sige. So there are different reactions from your classmates. Some of your classmates said, second set agad po, sir. Haha. And then one of your classmates naman said, A, of course, aim high. Haha. Okay, and then one of your classmates said, B grade. Feel ko sa A, may line of 7. Haha, sabi niya ganon. And then one of your classmates said, B, sir, baka widespread, magka-line of 7 pa ako. Oo nga naman, that's a nice idea. And then one of your classmates said, A, sir, para kita lahat po. Okay. And then there's a realization from one of your classmates based on the answers of your classmates. Hala, oo nga po, sir. Yun. So if we will look at this, looking at the spread, remember, the median is the middlemost grade. So kung ito yung, if this is our number line for your grades, yan, this is 89. Ayan. And then the mean is 87. At least the mean is still okay. And it is widely spread. Remember na since it is widely spread, it's possible that you will have extreme grades. And it's also possible that extremely high grades, I mean, and you will also have extremely low grades kasi your grades are widely spread. Did you get the point? While for the group B or the B grade naman, it's more compressed. Meaning, if this is your median, okay, and then the standard deviation is below 2 or more compressed, it's possible that your grades are just around this corner. If 87 is the 89 is the median, and then mean, I mean, that's the middle, that's the average. If we will change this to 87, ayan, 87. If we will look at this, mas malapit or mas their grades for the big grade are closer to your mean. So that's what we are referring here. Now, if I will ask you again, okay, which do you prefer? Have the A grade or have the B grade? The more compressed grade but having the good mean, or having the widely spread grades with 87 as the mean? O, sige nga. Last chance to comment. Everybody, send your answers in the chat box. I would like to see your answers from you. Okay. Your classmates prefer the more compressed grade and the higher mean. Natatakot sila sa palakol. Well, that's good. At least you can set that as your goal. Sana talaga, sir, pero nakakatakot po yung line of 7. Yeah, that's the consequence naman of that. Kasi widely spread eh. You can have, and remember, we're talking about the mean. So it's possible na may extreme values ka when your data are widely spread. Okay? That's it. Thank you so much. B pa rin. Pero never BB. Okay. So at least now you understand what's the use of standard deviation. So it talks about the spread of your data. Okay? Show me a reaction if the concept about the standard deviation is clear to you. Let me see. Show me a reaction, please. Very good. Okay, what about the rest? I want to hear from you through your reactions. Very good. Okay, so at least everything is okay. And so now you understand the use of standard deviation. Okay, and now let's move on with the how-to of solving our variance and the standard deviation. Actually, there are two concepts that we need to familiarize when we learn the variance and the standard deviation. Okay, here it is. So the variance actually, it is the average squared deviation from the population mean. And the formula to solve for the variance is this. We have S squared is equal to the summation of X minus X sub I um, end of quantity raised to 2 over n. And for the standard deviation, same formula for the variance. And then we just have to get the square root of it. Okay? Now, this looks abstract because we don't have the example yet. So now, let's have this first example so that we can already understand and analyze how do we really solve for this. Here it is. This is just a similar example to what I presented to you a while ago. So this is talking about, we are talking about grades here. Okay, so let's have this example. For this example, the grades of five junior students in mathematics for second and third quarters are as follows. Ayan, these are learners having the following grades in mathematics. Okay, compute for the variance and the standard deviation. So there are 5 students here. This is student A, student B, student C, student D, and student E. These are their grades in math. Okay, so we are now looking about the spread, the spreadness of the data that we have taken from these learners. Okay, so the first thing to do is compute for the mean. That's always the first step. Compute for the mean. The reason why a while ago we made use of the mean as our basis kasi the mean will talk about the average. Diba? If you can remember, for our grades, we get the average to know the centrality of your data. Okay? And the mean is used to identify the centrality of your data. Okay? So you know the formula here. We just need to add all the values divided by the total number. Okay, so therefore, we will have 2 sets of values here. I'll use blue for the, let me see this here. I'll use blue for the second quarter, and I'll use orange for the third quarter. Okay, so for the second quarter, here it is. And the third quarter will be here. Ayan. So let's just compute for the mean. For the mean of the second quarter, we have the mean. Get ready your calculators, everyone. So we have here 80 plus 78. Get your calculators ready. Plus 85 plus 87 plus 90. Divide it by 5. Press your calculators, please, and send the mean in the chat box. Send the answer in the chat box, please. Okay, your classmates are now sending their answers. Let's wait for the rest. Very good. Oh, what about the rest? Please answer as well. Ayan, good. So the answer here is 84. So that's the mean. Okay, now let's look at the average of the third quarter grades. So we have here, the mean is equal to 83 plus 84 plus 86 plus 87 plus 88 divided by 5. Press it in your calculators, please, and then send the answer in the chat box. Go. Remember, this is the first step in solving for the variance and for the standard deviation. Answers, please. Answers. I'm waiting for your answers. 83, 84, 86, 87, 88. Very good. Your classmates are now sending their answers. Okay, I need more answers from the group. Very good. So the answer here is 85.6. Correct. So looking at the two, which has better mean, which has better average, the second quarter grades or the third quarter grades? Which has better mean or which has higher average? Of course, it's 85.6, the third quarter. Very good. Okay, now after solving for the mean, let's now move on to the second step. And we need to create a table and compute for the variance and the standard deviation. Okay, and how do we do this? It's just simple. All we have to do is to make a table. The table is like this. Okay. Of course, you have here the grades. The x sub I are actually your data. Okay. So we have here 80, 78. We'll just list them down. Don't mind the arrangement. It's just okay if they are mixed up. So this is 78. We also have 85. We also have 87. And we also have 90. So there are 5 data. Okay. And then for the second column, okay. So of course, our n is equal to 5 here. Take note of that. Yan. Next, for the second column, we just need to subtract our given data by our mean. Okay, subtract the mean from our given data. And take note of this, our mean is 84. So what we will do here is 80 minus 84. The answer is, type it in the chat box, please. 80 minus 84. 80 minus 84, it's -4. Correct. This is -4. Oh, now do the same for the rest. 78 minus 84. And then 85 minus 84. And then 87 minus 84. And finally, 90 minus 84. Game. Send me the answers, the 4 remaining values, and send them in the chat box. Go. Send me your answers to the next 4 values and send it in the chat box. Very good. Okay. Correct. Your classmates are now setting their answers and they are correct. So we have here -6. Thank you for your participation. 1, 3, and 6. Can you follow? Now, after that, all we need to do is just to square our value, the result of our second column. So we have here the value or the data minus our mean, and we need just to square it. Therefore, we just have to square these values. Okay? So we have here -4 squared is -6 squared, 1 squared, 3 squared, 6 squared. Type your answer in the chat box. Send me the 5 values in the chat box. Go. What is 4 squared?